Hey guys, back out on the bank again. It's raining again. I've just finished work, so I've come straight to the lake. I'll have to get my head down in a minute, but I wanted to get set up, get the rods out, otherwise it's only going home to sleep and then coming here, so it gives me a few more hours. Hopefully I get woken up by a massive catfish, which is the target today, first one of the year, hopefully. We're on top pool on the Lymm card. I fished here for a bit. There was a fish kill, unfortunately, but it's been restocked. And it said that there's some surprises. Anyway, as I was setting up, luckily I knew it was going to rain, so I took the bivvy up straight away. And I just happened to see, came out a couple of times, a lovely little koi. It was yellow and white, like it looked mint. So hopefully I'd like to catch that. But we're here for catfish. I've had one for my first ever catfish, £47, which was mega. I was with the kids and everything. It was during like lockdown and stuff, just come for the day, and out of the blue on a Nash 12mm citrus pop-up. Yeah, £47 catfish. So yeah, hoping for catfish, but we'll take a carp. I'll just spin this round now. Like I say, it's raining. I'll show you properly later. So it's only a small pool, a couple of little islands. Yeah, so I managed to get the bivvy set up. I'm using my little porch as well, so it means the barrow and basically everything stay nice and dry in here. I've got my baiting pole there. I'm going to chuck the deeper on it in a minute. Looking to find some spots off this little island here. That tree there looks like a good spot for a catfish. I'm fishing worm rigs. I'll show them in a bit. But for now it's a bit too wet to sort of do footage out there, but although it is easing off now. Anyway, I'm going to go and use the baiting pole, the deeper on the end, to try and find some spots, and then get some rigs out, get my head down, and hopefully we get woken up by a screaming run. So guys, so the rain had eased off. Got the baiting pole, found a spot by the tree, put it out, baiting at the second rod. Bleep, to be honest, it was been out 2 minutes. Anyway, £13 catfish. So I made up target species. Oh my god, I've only been like, well, the rod's been out literally 2 minutes. £13. Bit of a wriggler. Oh. You don't want to be a roach going down there. Caught on the worm rig. Try and get it. Yeah, so made up with that. Only one rod out, can't believe it. Try and get both rods out now, and then I need to get some sleep. But yeah, target achieved. 19th species of the year. Well, I'm in a bit of shock really there. I didn't expect to get one that quick. Rod has been out 2 minutes, maybe not even 2 minutes. I come in the bivvy. I was just putting some worms on for the second rod, and it just started beeping. And to be honest, I don't know. I looked up thinking, oh, it's a duck or something, and then I was like, I thought the rod tip, and then and then I realised it was a take. I mean, it was quite a twitchy bite, really, considering like catfish normally steam off, don't they? But then I thought it was a carp at first, and then it was a right old battle in the rod tip. It didn't want to come up. It's only a couple of foot deep, and I could see it all kicking up all the silt and stuff like that. But just dead chuffed to like species hunt, and you know, first one of the year, and it takes the edge off. It's still got 2 nights. It's well, I've got 3 nights. I can only do 48 hours on here. that's the rule. So I'm booked on for 2 nights, and then I don't know if I did say actually, but I might go after the eels, that place, eels and carp there. So I'm trying a different rig. The other day it was just for eels, so it's just a single worm. So today what I've done is I've put I'm using my baiting pole to get across to the to that island. And what I've got is I've got a little flying back lead and then a bead just to stop it from going down the lead core. And what I'm doing, I'm letting the this flying back lead, I'm holding the line tight as the baiting pole's going out, and I'm letting this, letting this drop. So it's basically like a back lead rather than, you know, it's not going out, flying out. It's just at the bottom of the rod tips, because the bank here, I'll spin it round. So as you can see, the bank, I'm quite high from the water. I don't want me line going, I don't want me line going in, you know, direct to that tree from there. It'll be going right through the middle of the water. So yeah, so that flying back lead is, like I said, it's acting like a back lead. Sometimes what I do is put a bit of PVA tape around. Depends where you're fishing, how far out and everything like that. But sometimes put a bit of PVA tape behind here so that it stays there rather than flying up the line, and then it just pins that last few feet down. Again, depends on the contours of the lake and stuff like that. But so the flying back lead, I'm holding that down, and then got lead core to a lead clip, got 2-ounce lead, 25-pound coated braid. I've got a little sleeve there, and then I've done, this is the rig. So what I've got is a size 6 wide gape X, so it's a thicker gauge, so it's a stronger hook for the cats. Just got a kicker there, then a bit of shrink tube just to keep the hair along the shank. And then what I'm doing is I've got a fake caster. It's more to act as a stop really, and then I put the worms on there, and then a second caster, and then a bait stop. I made these up at home. I've never used the rig before, and obviously it's worked a treat. And then what I've done there, I've got an extender stop. So I wasn't sure how many I'd put on, and so when I've come to do it, these extender stops are great. You can just make these rigs up at home, and if the hair's not quite long enough, there's like 3 different sizes, so you can vary the size. Anyway, I'll get this loaded with the worms now. It's a bit of a messy job, and then I'll show you what it looks like. So what I've done there is I've got my baiting needle, I've put that caster there, and then I put the worm on, and I just keep going round like that. And yeah, and then what I do now, just got my finger over the top, is just snip the return, if you like. So that we end up with 4 sort of separate worms. Obviously you don't want them too long. I've snipped the ends off as well, just stops them from wriggling around and masking the point, and obviously it's going to let out the juices as well, so more attraction. And then that gets threaded onto the thing. You use that caster to bunch them all together. Yeah, so it's a bit messy, this method, to be fair, but it's worked. I know there's people use like a band and then they just sort of thread them on. Maybe that's a bit tidier, but basically that's like 1.5 worms now. And then the caster at the bottom is just allowing the hair to be exposed for me to get a boilie stop in there. So I put that boilie stop in, and then what I'm doing is I'm trimming any of the ends, but I'm letting them catch in a bucket in a little bait tray, and then they're going in the baiting pole with some pellets. So it's just coming up to 7 o'clock now in the evening. I haven't had anything else. By the time I'd had that fish and everything, or sort of got everything set up, it was about 11:30, so I got a few hours kip. Spoken twice, one rod, both rods went with a duck, and then it's just rained all day. It's only just stopped really. So, and anyway, hopefully now it's dry for the next couple of days. Just makes things a bit easier, especially with the maggots and stuff, like it's crawling everywhere. So, as I was saying, I'm fishing for cats and carp. Cats was the sort of the main focus. I've had one now, one of the smaller ones. I'd like another one. I wouldn't, a bigger one, obviously, don't we all? But I have seen some nice carp swimming about. So basically, I bought a couple of tins of corn, and my plan was down the edge to feed, like just keep feeding a little spot, but not fish it, certainly for the first 24 hours. But the ducks have just hammered it, to be honest. But I ended up putting the whole tin out. I'll get out of the bivvy now. We can finally thingy, and I'll show you. So this is the pool. You've got like a big island there, a little island in front of us. It's not very big. It's not very deep either. About 3.5 foot I found with the deeper where I'm fishing. Most of it's about 3 foot. And so the two rods are basically here, sort of here and here. It got a bit shallower here, so I didn't want to put a rod there, but down here, I don't know if it'll show up on camera, there's an inlet, a runoff for the fields, and it's just pumping in some cloudy water. Yeah, you can see it on the camera, can't you? So just sort of past it, I threw that whole tin of corn. Now the water here is pretty cloudy, so whether the ducks have had it all or not, I don't know. But I mean, if nothing else, it's kept them off my spot. Apart from that coop, but it's kept 2 ducks off who they're the ones who picked me up, so it's done something. Possibly put a rod out there later once it's getting dark. Try it for the night. Maybe something's had a few grains of them corn and they'll come back for more. Fish on, guys. That was a nothing bite, that, but it feels like a good fish. It's kiting down there now. Thought he got off there. Just turned. Feels like a better fish than the last one. Oh, he's woken up now. Oh God, it's horrible when they ping. He's waking up. Is he ready? Get in that net. Get in. Right hand rod this time has gone. Tiny bite. Got it on camera, a couple of bleeps. Thought it might have been a liner, but it was just slowly tightening up. Anyway, didn't really do much for those couple of minutes, and then started rooking. £31, second cat of the trip. Getting covered. Okay guys, 3:30 in the morning, I had an absolute nightmare with the dogs. They've been diving me all night. Thought it was another one. Anyway, it's not, it's carp. Mirror, 21.5 pounds. Morning guys, it's well, it's 8:30 now. Ducks have been a nightmare, like I said, when I had that fish at 4 in the morning. Yeah, ducks have been a nightmare, and that overflow that I showed you, I put more corn there. That was keeping those 2 mallards. There's women tufties now that have come over, and they just seem determined to get on. I'm not even putting any bait. I've stopped putting the bait out, just fishing the worms, and well, some 3mm pellets, but they're not diving for 3mm pellets, are they? I can't cope with another night of them. And target achieved. I've had that £30, 31 catfish, haven't I? There's no chance of a PB in here anyway now, so it's time to move for the eels, and there's lovely carp in that lake as well. I'm going to use the baiting pole this time, and obviously I'll have 2 nights as well, so see what I can get out of there. So I'm going to probably leave here about dinner time-ish, something like that, start packing up, have something to eat in a minute. Rods are still out, still on, both on worm. Put loads of sweet corn by that thing. They're just ignoring that. I made sure they watched me do it as well. Like normally, just if I cast there, I haven't seen it be beeline. It's just ridiculous, isn't it? But yeah, target achieved here. So it was always a bit of the plan if I caught a big one on the first night. So gonna move over to that other lake fish last week, and yeah, hopefully get that £2 eel. Just dreading packing up and having to set all this up again, but Here's where it is. Alright. Yeah, so unless I catch another fish here, then you'll see me at the other lake. Okay, so fast forward about 5 hours later. I made sure all my gear was dry and everything like that. It was 1 degree when I had that fish at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I think it was still the same at about 6 o'clock in the morning when it was light. And now it's about 14 degrees, and the lows tonight are going to be like 7, which is what the daytime temperatures were yesterday. Yeah, big change in the weather. So I've come down to the I'll spin you around now. So I've come down to the lake where I was fishing for eels last time. I was over behind there, it goes round, I was by there. And yeah, there's somebody fishing there, but there's a nice like overhanging tree, which the left hand rod is under there with a worm. Put that with the pole to get right under the branches, and I've just put the right hand one just down the margin here. A few maggots over the top, both single lob worm. The left hand rod has just, see that a liner or a little aborted take, so I'll leave it a little bit longer and then I'll just double check the worm just in case either a perch or a little eel or something's nabbed it or whatever. But yeah, so they're showing again, the carp. But I'm going to keep the focus on eel. I've got some dead roach. For now, I'll stick with a worm in the daylight hours with the lighter rods. And here comes the geese. And yeah, possibly switch over to the bigger rods later. As we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Hey guys. Target species. Trying to hold him up. Morning guys, a bit of a frustrating night, partly, well, mostly my fault. Just tired. I was absolutely shattered, coming straight from work, not having much sleep, then trying to sleep the first night I was there, and there was ducks around us, so then it took me 4 or 5 hours back up, come here, sat up, just knackered. I was watching the football, I was like nodding off at 6 o'clock, and anyway 8 o'clock I was fast asleep, or trying to, and then the eels kicked in, didn't they, in the dark. But I was getting twitchy takes and stuff. Anyway, I seen one, it was about the size of the lob worm that I was using for bait. So I had one that was a pound. I weighed that just to get a gauge of what the size it was I was catching, and there was one slightly smaller, and then I had about 4 or 5 takes. Anyway, I've had a good night's sleep. I've got another night ahead of me. I think that's sleep. Although I didn't fish effectively last night, I can't lie. It was pretty grim, pretty grim in terms of my efforts. But we've caught a sort of reasonable size eel for me, anyway. I did move over to roach heads on the left hand rod. The left hand rod's done most of the bites. I'll show you the spot now. So I've got the 2 rods here. The left hand rod is going under this tree, using the baiting pole to get it like right under that tree there. And the left hand, there is a tree down there which it doesn't really overhang the water, but that's where I did put it. and that did get a couple of little twitchy bites. At first I wasn't sure if it was something like perch and stuff, but after seeing this little eel that comes to the surface, I'm guessing it's the little eels. It's about just going up to 10 o'clock. I just had a take on the left hand rod on the worm. I moved back over to worm this morning, and it was another small eel, and it just it let go once it felt the rod bending into it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick with the worms under the left hand rod, and I'm going to put a PVA bag out. It's got loads of maggots with me, and I'm going to put a PVA bag out with my maggot rig that probably more likely to pick up the carp, to be honest, but we'll just see how it goes. Weather's changed again today. It's going to be 14 degrees, so it's not going to be cold. It's a bit chilly now, but probably good conditions for the eel, being overcast and stuff, so we'll see how it goes. Battery's getting a bit low now, so I don't think I'll be able to do too much. Unfortunately, I'd like to have got a screamer on tape, but got a few twitchy bites, but yeah, just try and conserve the battery, because if you do get a good fish through the night or into tomorrow morning, I'd be gutted if I couldn't take any pictures or whatever. Anyway, keep you posted. Okay guys, fish on. Just had a screaming take. Put a PVA bag on the right hand rod. The old maggot rig. There's carp boiling on the surface down there. Oh. No. Oh, he's going to go under the other rod. Oh, carnage. He's back over the top. Is he ready? He's not ready, but we'll have him anyway. Oh yeah, that's a cracking fish. Right, let's get him on the mat, get him weighed. I weighed the fish, 14.5 pound, fully scaled, let's get a bit of water on my hands. 14.5, fully scaled mirror, ghosty, I guess. Absolute cracking fish, and an awesome scrap on the 1.5 test curve rods again. Some absolutely stunning colours on this fish. I don't know if it's going to pick it up, but in the fins there's some in the scales. Let's see if we can get them. Yeah, in the scales, these sort of turquoisey greens and blues. That is a cracker. Awesome, let's get another bag out. So, just a quick update guys. Just boiling the kettle before it's eel o'clock. Start getting loads of twitchy bites. It's 20 past 7. So the left hand rod is still down under the tree over there, but there's been carp washing and coming out all day over there. The right hand rod was just in the margin down here, I couldn't ignore them carp any longer, so tied up fresh PVA bag, and it is now over over there where all these carp have been showing. So I'll have this brew and hopefully we'll start picking up some eels in a bit. Well, it's just about to go to sleep. My phone went, so with the kids and the wife saying goodnight, and right hand rod is ripped off. With another 14.5 pound mirror. I think he's going to hold his fins up. He's very angry. Hold them fins up. Yeah, totally different shape to the other one, but cracking fish. Real stocky. There we go. Let that fin up. Cracking fish. Okay, good morning. Just had a cup of tea and brushed my teeth, so feeling a bit more human now. It'd be nice to go get a change of clothes and a shower later and go on a proper toilet as well. But I've got the rest of the day. I had that lovely, hate catching them at night, the pictures just aren't as good, but yeah, 14.5 mirror, it was a lovely fish. And the eel rod under the tree to the left started a bit later than the night before. The night before, as soon as it started going dark, or just before it started going dark really, it was just constant action, but I was so tired I just couldn't. Anyway, I was feeling up for it last night, and then it just started a lot later, and then just getting like every 20 minutes, half an hour, like just plucky bites, and some of them were even good bites. Rod tip bent round, taking line, and they were just hanging on to the end of the worm. I swapped over to a roach head, same thing happened with that. I did then land one, but it was about 12 ounces, so even on the 1.5 test curve rod, like it's no. So I think but that was like 1 o'clock in the morning as well, and I just thought, no sleep for 12 ounces. I was like, so I don't know, I think I have to maybe come fresh and do a night where I don't sleep. Maybe, go for just fish late and then go home. Maybe that's the one, not have a bed chair where it's easy to fall asleep and that. But anyway, we've got today. I don't know what time the wife and kids are home. I'll have to be there when they get back, so sort of that dependent. But normally I would be quite sort of think bite time's gone, but I've just been looking back, and the bites I've had on here are from carp, because I've just gone for carp now. Both rods. I've got a single popper put under the bush, but I'm going to move that now. I've seen a bit of bubbling like halfway out. There's a couple of fish cruising about halfway out, so I'm going to move that there and maybe refresh the PVA bag, because it's got maggots on them, because there's so many little eels in here by the looks of it. A bit concerned that bag might have been hammered, but normally I'd be happy to leave it out if it wasn't for the thought of these little eels. But so yeah, so I've got the rest of the day. When I look back, it was I've had a fish at 11, 12 and 4 o'clock, so they definitely feed. Obviously in the middle of the day, not a problem. So refresh the rods now, and fingers crossed we get another carp. Oh yeah, last night a little visitor in the bivvy. I heard something on the ground sheet. That's how they give them away, give themselves away, and then I seen it leaving out the door, little mouse. Anyway, then later on it had come back in, and I was just about to go to sleep, and I had my head torch on my head. Anyway, I could hear it scuttling round, and I like flicked my legs to sort of make a noise, you know, to sort of try and get it to scare it out. Anyway, I just happened to, as I flicked my legs, I'd looked up. It was only on the on my sleeping bag, and when I flicked my legs, it just like acted like those balloons where someone jumps on it and the other person flies off, and it just flew through the air. And I could just see his little legs wailing round, and it like to the back of the bivvy, and then anyway it went out a few minutes later, thank God. Didn't want that crawling all over me in the middle of the night. Fish on, guys. Oh. Fish on, guys. Oh. Single pop up under the tree. I've been packing away, trying to be really quiet, because obviously it's right next to me, and it's finally gone. Oh, I was beginning to think I wouldn't get another chance. Oh, get out of there. Is he ready? Come on. Another nice fish, guys. I haven't had a bad one out of here. Nice mouth on it. Oof, he's a good fish. Well then, guys. Right, so epic battle. Lovely common. Just over £19. I'm going to call that a day now. I was in the middle of packing up as well anyway, so but another stunner from this lake. Nash spinner rig, Nash citrus popper up 12mm, just fished on its own. Basically where I've been feeding them, where I've been fishing for the eels. I knew it was a clear spot. What a cracker. Lovely fish. Right, let's get back.